My name is Murray Corke. I'm a veterinary surgeon and I teach in the University of Cambridge. I have some research interest here as well in the area of animal welfare. I'm also a Zen Buddhist teacher in the tradition of Thich Nhat Hanh, and that's also a big part of my life. My Buddhist practice started in 1982. And it started with an interest in meditation as a way of improving my concentration, really with a view to winning sailing races. But it progressed into an interest in Buddhism, and in the early 1990s I had started to read the Thich Nhat Hanh. And I heard that he was leading a retreat in Britain, and I went on that retreat and it was completely life-changing. So that's where I came in, and I've been able to pursue that interest over time by spending time in Plum Village in France, Thich Nhat Hanh's monastery there, and I continue to do that. I think my Buddhist practice has had quite a profound effect on my veterinary career, because veterinary medicine is very much about compassion for animals, and not only for the animals but also for their owners, and also for myself as a veterinarian. I have to recognise that I have times when I may not be in the right space to be actually making potentially life and death decisions. So I have to really look at those things, and so Buddhist practice has been very helpful in terms of developing the stability and equanimity to deal with frequently very difficult, challenging situations, and also to recognise that animals are often regarded as expendable within the food animal area, and that actually we're dealing not with things but with sentient beings, and that we need to recognise the sentience of the animals that we're working with. And Buddhism, I found, has been very helpful in that respect, as regarding sentience in particular. Thich Nhat Hanh has really informed my perspective on my profession, because it was certainly going through my mind at the time that I encountered his practice, that maybe as a vet, where I was actually supporting the food industry, and in many cases was actually responsible for the need to euthanize animals, to kill animals, that I maybe should look at changing my profession. Was it a right livelihood? And I was very helped by his expression of the fact that actually the important thing in difficult situations is not to run away from them, but to engage with them. And that what the world needs is people with a conscience to engage with these difficult issues, and not just to leave them to commercial pressures to sort out. So I've continued to work with food animals, increasingly looking to work in the welfare area, looking at the welfare of the animals that I'm dealing with. And interestingly, I'm increasingly finding that if animal welfare is well served, then I'm also able to help more in terms with it. That also helps in terms of animal health and minimizing disease. And so the two things are not separate. And that's actually given me a real sense of purpose in the second half of my veterinary career, has been looking at what are quite overtly difficult situations and recognising that my practice has to be to engage with those issues, not to run away from them.